welcome to the show. You have no idea. Issues I had. This thing started. I even started like 20 minutes early. I'm gonna play around with settings. And see what else is available. Learn a little bit. And wasn't happening. Nothing wasn't happening. Just the normal setup. I fiddled with that. 20 minutes early, 15. At least 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Trying to get it to work. Oh. I guess I need to just sit down and play with this. At some point to get things all ironed out. I've been in a kind of a weird mood lately. But I don't think it's just me. When I look around, and I did jump on today on X and some other sites just to see if there's anything worth talking about. And what I'm finding is nothing. I don't know. It just seems like we're in a weird spot. Like we're in a place nobody's ever been before. Well, at least that we know of. Maybe way back there in the unwritten history of our peoples, or the peoples before us. Let's get this going. This is first round Northern Shore Open, Emery Beach Club. I don't know where that's at. Start a rivalry. Begin round. It says difficulty easy. I don't know why. I should play a hard level sometime. Just to see what it's like. I don't know how. You know, I have seen guys play where the all your swing meters and all that stuff is removed. So maybe that's what they do. Maybe that's what they do. For harder levels, they remove all that. Which would be kind of cool, I guess. I should try that. See if I can't imagine I would do any value, but I definitely lean heavily on those things. Oh, come on now. This is a day of technical difficulties. Now my... There we go. Controller stopped working. My controller was not even... I had to plug it into the USB port for the Xbox to recognize it. And I don't like doing that. Supposed to be a wired controller. I mean, it's supposed to be a wireless controller. Why do I want to plug it in? Gives me battery life, I guess, but All right. I don't know what that is. I need to do a search. I need to do a search. Figure out what's going on. Because both my controllers. So I think it must be the Xbox itself. I'm using Xbox Series X. I guess is what you call it. And for whatever reason, it has started in the past few months where it doesn't recognize the controllers. I almost think it has to do with the hard drives. I've got several hard drives plugged in to store all the games and stuff on. And I've noticed on boot up controller when it does work, it doesn't work until it recognizes those hard drives and then it says, "Oh, okay, I'll work now." So it may be something to do with them. Holding back to yawn. That's not very exciting. That's not very exciting programming. That's kind of day it is. That's kind of lazy day. It's a lazy day. I already got a bunch of stuff done this morning. To the point my back is killing me, and I can't do much else. Anyway, back to what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, it seems like everybody's waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like everybody feels it. And a lot of people are talking about it. Some say it's going to be good. Some say it's going to be good. Some say it's going to be bad. I don't know. In one sense, I'm an optimist. I don't believe in death. I don't believe in death really like most people do. I believe whatever religion you are, you keep going. But so it's not like I'm really afraid of meeting my end or anything. But this world largely seems like it's about suffering and pain. And that may be the purpose of this world. I talked about that earlier. That we live in a higher realm. We exist in a higher realm. Our whole soul. And that this is just a piece of us here. That is essentially doing what I'm doing right now. Playing Xbox. Whereas we jump into Xbox, we'll never do all this stuff in real life as far as race cars or playing a PGA tour. You know, all that fun stuff. Go to other planets. Well, for them, living in a paradise. The thing they never get to experience pain and loss and suffering and all that. For us outside of here. I say them. The ones that are out there now. In fact, it may be that just like I'm the avatar here in this game, that's a piece of me. Controlling it. But I'm still here talking to you guys. It may be that way. There. The bigger part of me might be there, chatting with others as they play this crazy game that we're playing. Had to risk going through those trees. You mean the chipping range? Doesn't look like it. I didn't know you could use 5-iron to chip with. I mean, I knew you couldn't real life because I'd done it before, but interesting. Guess I should have went. Wait a second. Oh, wait a second. Still didn't get it on the green. Oh. I thought that was gonna drop. +2. I'm confused. This is first round, right? I go that far over? Oops. Wrong button. I don't know what buttons I'm pushing here. Man, I got missing time. I guess I was talking and I wasn't paying attention. I don't even know what I did. Was it really that bad? Huh. Says a double bogey on it. I must really be out of it. Oh, right down the middle. Which I really like to see. I always account a slight hook, and that right down the middle puts it right down the middle. So I ended up missing the green. I was playing around with controllers. I'm using a different controller than I usually do. And I don't know if I kind of wonder if these controllers have a little differences between them that'll affect your play. Bogey. Not looking too good today so far. Something just happened there, and I don't know what. screenshot uploaded. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I got perfect timing. Again. Huh. Huh. Okay, today is a day of perfect timing, so I guess I shoot at the pin instead of I didn't chips. I know I have perfect timing. All right. Man, I don't care. I'm gonna learn a little something today. Pulling that all the way back, because I want to know if that's what makes this backspin. Oh, I did get perfect timing on that. That's what I was afraid of. It was a downward slope. And trying to stop it, there wasn't really any good way to stop it from where I was at. Because even if I hit above, like right at the beginning of the green, it's gonna roll to that. It really speeds it up. And granted, it's less slope below that red part. It's still enough slope. It's just gonna keep rolling off the edge. That's the reason I was gonna try. I tried to do the backspin. I think it did backspin, but it just wasn't enough. I'm gonna have to, I don't know. Still learning on all this stuff. So I think I need to work on presentation. Again. Man, I am ingrained. I always gotta shoot to the right. You gotta shoot to the right. So I gotta forget that at this moment. Shoot, nah, I almost did it again. See, that's just automatic. Shoot down the middle. Come on. That's all right. Oops. Maybe got to slow there. I don't know what has happened. But something has changed. Either I changed overnight. Maybe it's the different controller. I suppose. And this game is like super sensitive. Any smallest thing can really mess you up. So maybe this controller, maybe the location of it is just slightly different than my other one. And it is forcing my timing to be a little bit different. Kind of interesting, nonetheless. Anybody watches this They'll get to see some bad golf. Which is somewhat ironic because I've been gifted with perfect timing today. But I've been playing imperfect timing for so long. I don't know how to play with perfect timing. Slow. That's all right. That's all right. Slow will give you a slice. And I needed a slice. Anyway. I know from I've been on that hole before. If you hit it straight away. I guess that sloped a little bit or something. It just keeps right on rolling. Either into the rough, into the water, depending on where you land at. Almost did it again. Bitch. Blow. That's normally my timing's at. And I did intentionally speed up a little bit because I keep hitting slow. Afraid if I hit slow, I wouldn't get it up onto the green. So yeah. Song just popped in my head. I don't even know the whole song, the title of the Eve of Destruction. I don't know. Couldn't sing it for you if I had to. It's been so long, I don't remember how it goes, but the title is pathetic to my head. It's kind of what it seems like where we're at. Get back over here, line up on the... I want to try this again. Since I'm playing like crap today, might as well learn something. Oops. What this ball does when it hits. Stop pretty quickly. I couldn't tell it had any spin. I don't know that you get any spin with an iron off the tee. A long iron. I got some learning to do. Will I get it done? On this eve of destruction. Everything's kind of hanging on this election. I think everybody, both sides feel that if their guy loses, the world's gonna end. Man. The mainstream media, they're not even You know, they say they're the mainstream media, and that's not what they are. And that's not what they are. And they never have been. And they never have been that. They've always been a mouthpiece. They've always been a mouthpiece for the people who run the show. Even back before we were beginning to become aware that there was something going on. Flaky going on. I mean, that's just what they do. That's just what they do. And they created this division. And now it's so divided, and everybody's so bought into their beliefs on both sides. Me included, man. I think if Trump loses, we're in a world of hurt. And this is not the mainstream. Media selling me this. This is watching people. This is watching Kamala's team, the Democrats, and what they say about things. They wholeheartedly want to shut down any voices other than the mainstream media. The Trump side's not at all. They want more conversation. For them, the problem lies in being with people because people are trying to communicate, stick their fingers in their ears and go nah. So I'm one of those believers too. And the thing is I call them the cabal, which includes about all Democrats. Well, the top level Democrats. Like you say, there's a level in there where there's a cutoff, where they essentially become minions. They don't know what they're doing, why they're doing it. Other than they've been told that their survival depends on it. But the man's the wind blowing. I thought I had that turned enough to avoid that bunker. No wind. Huh. Just one of those days. Yeah, it seems like the cabal has made up their mind. They've put pedal all the way to the floor. They want to get this wrapped up. Get us in our little containerized units where they can feed us the bugs and get out of us what they want. I really don't think they. I think most of us they just want to get rid of. What was it? One of them. I don't remember who said it. Where it came from. But the term useless eaters. That's what we're considered. Do I dare play with this? I want to try this one now and see what it does. Get all the way off. slow? Slow? Give me a slow? You give me a slow? Think you did that on purpose? Think you did that on purpose? I'm not used to hitting slow. Not used to hitting slow. Especially with long clubs. I'm almost always I mean short clubs. Like on pitches and stuff. The only time I hit slow is when I consciously try to slow it down and then it's like way too slow. Like this kind of hit is almost always like right on the edge of the fast range, or in the too fast area. And I think it's because club is so short. Timing so fast. So something's changed. I don't know. Don't know what. I'd like it if it would stay this way. Not that I'm playing good with it at the moment. Be nice to be able to hit the ball straight every time. Yeah, but even on the from the other perspective, Democrat side, their media, and pundits and minions have convinced them that Trump is Hitler, and he's super racist, regardless of how much he has spent time in the black community throughout his decades being on this place, being held up, rubbing shoulders with Oprah, Jesse Jackson, various others. And the only reason if he was running as a Democrat, it would be no problem. But the problem is that he's not in the club. I don't know. I'm suspicious because he's a rich guy. Has rubbed shoulders with all these people. But I've gotten used to over the years rabbit holes. I've always trying to step one more level outside the box. So my thought is on the bigger scale he could be a setup. He was there just to divide everybody. He's saying all the right things. And all that. But it also creates division. It assists. It's like a division amplifier. And that's what they like. Division. The cabal. They thrive on division. Hate. They're like a big hate-eating monster. Honestly, Democrats, everything they say is that they throw at Republicans and stuff that they're doing. You look at anything they say, any accusations they throw out. I think it's a tactic. I believe it's a tactic that accuse others what you're doing, so it puts the others on the defensive, and they never get around. Plus it looks like come back and say no, you're that, then it's just like it becomes he said, she said, kind of like that. For whatever reason, it's just funny. That's how these negotiations work. You're the first one to accuse. It's almost like it. Because you're pointing it out. It almost keeps you out of the being accused of it. Well, it's weird. It's weird. Gotta be some kind of psychological thing. But the Democrats as a whole are some of the most, well, as far as political parties go, they are the most racist and bigoted and everything that they accused Republicans of being. I'm only aiming right this time. Because the green slopes left so much. I gotta get me a more comfy chair one day. Add that to the long list of things. It's kind of funny being broke is especially when you come from there was a time when I had more money to spend than I knew what to do with. Kind of. I should put a little caveat in there. I was making good most of my career. But my wife had a lot of medical. She fought cancer several times, and other issues, and so the majority of that money went to doctors. But gosh dang, I wish I could say they helped. It's left me kind of jaded. After she passed, my company came along and told me, "Hey, you can't work here anymore unless you get that experimental drug that everybody's taking." And this was AT&T, by the way. I was. There's part of me that was like, well, maybe I should be careful about naming, but I'm not, man. They did what they did. They did what they did. I think they're still doing it. As far as I know. Although they when I was there, they were hardline. There was going to be no exceptions. But I know there's people that didn't get the shot, and they some of them found a religious exception, and that exception. Ah, it's a way to get me fired up, man. Talking about that. Why should you have? If there's exceptions for that. What is? I mean, your biggest religion anyone has is themselves. Honestly. You believe in you more than anything, more than anything in the world, because you are in you. So why should that religion be excluded? Excluded. And now, years after the fact, I know a lot of people that got the shot that wish they hadn't have. And I don't know anybody that didn't get the shot that's wishing they would have. I even had COVID. Whatever the bug was going around, I don't really trust the official narrative. One particular thing. I kind of think they released. You know, they opened up the vial on something and released it out of their collection that they have. And slap a name COVID on it. Just to make sure, there was a probably 10 years before that. There was a really bad flu that went around. And it killed a lot of people. It killed somebody I knew. Coworker of mine. And it was enough that it kind of made the news a bit. But it was just a flu. You know. But I know if you would look at the death tolls, I wish for that. Golly, would have had to been. Shoot, I don't know. 2000. Maybe around 2010 or. No, I was over in a different job. Between 2010 and 2015. And it kind of, I remember thinking about it at the time, and how this was even before the coworker passed. I just remember thinking it was kind of strange. So harsh this time. So it could have been that. It could have been that. They might have cleared some of that up and spread it around. Of course, various governors took infected people and shoved them in the nursing homes. Another good way to spread the infection and kill a bunch of people to up the numbers. Up the death count, which is essentially upping the fear. And then you incentivize every hospital to report high numbers of it. By allowing them to use faulty test. Unproven. The guy that created the test said you shouldn't use it. Funny enough, he ends up dead right at the beginning of all this, which allowed him to use the test. Otherwise, he might have been a vocal voice against. its use. But back to the hospitals. They incentivize them by paying them $30,000 for every death caused by the bug. And anybody that was hospitalized, I think it was, like I said, 13,000. Anybody hospitalized with the bug. All the hospitals remember being a motorcycle accident or something. But they would test you with faulty tests. It's going to give you a 50-50 shot. If it popped up negative, they might test you again. So they just keep going until you test it positive. So they get their $30,000. So there's no real statistics. Everything would have to be gone through to figure out deaths that they said were caused by COVID. I don't know how you dig that kind of information out. People died of cancer, because they had they had the bug. They get listed as a bug death. The most important part for the cabal at that point was getting that death count as high as it could. That's the reason when you look at flu deaths, it was almost nothing that year. Because all those they just test over positive until they get a positive on the important bug. I had learned over the years is that it's all one big system. System designed to milk human for everything extra they can get out of via the medical industry, big pharma, insurance, interest of the banks, government via taxes. Am I leaving out anybody? The lawyers that are supposed to help you contend with these agencies that they essentially have built via the legal system with their partners, the politicians who are almost all lawyers. And it's not enough to have money. They need your kids. To send them off to battle. So they need the sacrifice blood that doesn't need to be spilled. At this point, I think it's just a death cult, in that respect. But it probably keeps the numbers of You know what it is? You know what
their
it is?
offspring that
Their
are in the
offspring
system,
that are in the system
at the high level,
they run no risk of being killed.
no risk of being killed by the system.
But there's not as many
But
of
there's
them
not
as
as
there
many
are
of them as there are
in the general populace.
So that's probably it.
They need a way to reduce the
numbers of the
fighting age men
fighting
in the
age
general
men
populace.
in the general populace.
So they use
wars to
pull the herd. Unnecessary wars. Immoral wars. And they are immoral wars. Anybody out there wants to argue with me? I will say this. You have never gotten the true story about any war that ever existed. What you got was the official line. The official line to protect the people in power. The cabal, the political class. You've gotten what they wanted to give you because they control the mainstream. Now there was a thought from my conservative thought that was sold to us. History always tends to show the truth. But it's not so. How do you get the truth after the fact? When all your source material has been rewritten. It is always now. And if you control the history, you essentially control the now. I was telling a friend of mine a few days back that golly, I've lost his name. The guy that wrote 1984. George Orwell. Now people think he wrote as a predictive programming about what was going to be in the future. And it kind of seems like that, you know. He even give it the date 1984. But I've come to realize that's not what he was doing. He was writing truth of the current situation at that time. Because he's seen it. The government controls the media, and the media sells the public the story. And there is no hope. Getting an official narrative that is even close to the truth. There may be true things like certain events happen in it that they can use to enhance the story. They will never really get back to the root of things and why things happened. I'm at a point now where I think every war that's ever gone on has just been playing games. There was no real reasons. Threats. Because it's all the same. State at the top. And some members fall out of favor. Like Saddam Hussein. He tried to buck the cabal. That's what I guess you could say. Those are real wars. If you try and go against the cabal, they will turn all of the media. So that's what you got to watch. The media is all in against. then that becomes apparent. Okay. There must be something. There must be something good with that, or something that the cabal wants destroyed. The cabal wants destroyed there. And the reason generally they want to destroy is because that individual or group of people have said no, we're not going to accept your control. And they cannot allow that. The American people think they're free, and they're not. They're in nice and neat, tightly kept cages. Cages that have been built stronger and stronger over the decades. Without people even noticing. All of this, like you say, go back to your income. Your taxes get higher. All your costs get higher. That's because they're devaluing the currency. This is a way for politicians to take the value from the masses again. It's a hidden tax. But they just keep printing more money. And that way, if you have a set amount that you're probably, if you're a working man, you know, it's hard on a working wage. Right? To save up for it. So you're gonna have a certain amount your whole life. You probably had about a certain amount in your bank account. Maybe higher at times, maybe higher at times, still lower, but it's still compared to somebody that's filthy rich. It's not very much. Well, these elites, they just print a bunch of money, and then they use the government to allocate that money inside of the cabal. The amount of production has not gone up with that money. Now it may have gone up a little bit, but usually they're printing way more. The amount goes up. So we'll keep it simple and say, okay, you got a pizza pie. Here. It's so big around. And there's only so much pie. And our unit is in pieces. We're gonna say that the pie itself is the value. The value is in the pie. Everybody wants a piece of pizza. Everybody wants a piece of pizza, right? Well, the cabal and the government that controls how that pizza is cut up. And at one point, there was 8 slices. So you have your slice over here, and this slice over there. They have their slices. It's allocated to you. You really don't have it. What you have is pieces of paper. I've got Slesseries and the currency. It's a devaluation. It's a devaluation of currency. I guess you got to throw it in there. Because if you had access to the real goods, it would be a different thing. But you have a piece of paper. Saying, I own one of those. I own one of those. One piece. Doesn't say slice. It says one piece. It says one piece. So what the government does is, out of that real value of the pizza, we need to create more. Currency. So they make more slices. And pretty soon you can't even slice it. So then they start cross-cutting to make more pieces. So pretty soon, and they take it for each one of those pieces. There's another piece of currency generated. So they get those pieces to allocate to war projects. It all goes to their buddies. Depending on who sells what, they decide is what it boils down to. And your little piece, not your piece, your unit of currency. Suddenly, before it was the real value of it was a full slice. Now after they've done their show, now the real value of it is a little 1-inch square of that pizza. But because you're holding currency in the bank, you don't see real value. It's a way of separating. It's a way of separating. Currency separates the real value trade of whatever the trade is. It's kind of like a magic trick. It's kind of like a magic trick. You can't really see the real value of it. But you do experience the effects of it, because suddenly that currency, when you go to turn it in, when you go to turn it in to get your piece of pizza, or your my one unit of pizza. You know, wait a second. 2 years ago, this was a slice. This was a slice. But now it's a 1 inch square. Now it's a 1 inch square. What the heck? But the whole system is rigged. The whole system is rigged, and it wasn't. It's not by accident. It's not by accident. These old school conservatives, man, they're doing themselves a disservice by saying, "Oh, this is even the new school, even the new school, Tim Pool, an example." He didn't consider himself conservative, although he's supporting Trump, and I like his stuff. For the most part. He can be so frustrating. Because he wants to explain everything away as accident. There's no, generally, there's no conspiracy theory. There is conspiracy theory. When you've been around for 50 years to watch it, and you got the eyes for it. When you watch the media, there's no way you cannot see it if you pay attention. The media is they are essentially state media. They're cabal media. Because the state doesn't own. It's like a hidden form of communism. In the communist in Russia, when it went communist, they took over. Straight ahead. They didn't hide anything. They managed it, but it was harder. Over here, they said, "Well, we're not going to do it outright. People in our club, we're just going to make sure they have plenty of money, so they can buy up all the media." And if there's anybody operating in a way that we don't like, then we will send our army of lawyers after them for any number of things. They'll find something. They'll find something. 3 other agencies until they investigate them. Find something. IRS, FBI, CIA, you name it. DEA. Those are all the enforcement. Not against crimes, but they are enforcement against people that would get outside of their cages. It baffles me, and it's frustrating. So many people just fall in. So many people just want to make excuses for it. That it's accidental. That this wasn't planned. When was the last time you created an empire? Well, I was just out. Next thing I knew, I was a king. Things like that have to be built. Force has to be applied. It does not accidentally happen. But people don't get it. But that's the war that's being fought. And I'm hoping Trump really is on. It seems that way because they have pulled everything to go after and including trying to put him in jail. So if it's a ruse, to split us, it's a good ruse. It's a good ruse. And I hope it's not. And that said, I hope God's hand stays on Trump. Protects him. It has so far. Because they will stop at nothing. If they'll kill thousands for the bottom line, for their companies of war, they don't think anything about individual here and there. Man, somber day. Sorry to be so somber. Today. But that's just what, you know, like I said, everybody's waiting for the other shoe to drop because we know it's reaching a point. Something's got to be done. So we will see what happens. And don't let me get you down. Man. I'm just ranting and raving. You all have a great day.